All right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. It is time for an Elegant Magnacut Slicer from Giant Mouse ACE. This is the carbon fiber ACE Nazca. Guys, this is a collaboration, as always, between Jesper Voxnes and Jens Anso. And super, super cool. Kind of a departure in some ways from a lot of their knives, but man, there are a lot of details to take in on this one. So first things first, we have contoured carbon fiber. Love it, love it. The patterning from the contouring is amazing. We have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful looking scales here. We do have a crossbar lock. And guys, for once, it's actually a crossbar lock I like. It's touch and go with me and locks that are spring loaded, and in this case this guy's snappy. We'll get to that in a minute. Beautiful hardware all the way around. You do have a not deep carry wire clip, and it is reversible. There is about that much sticking out. You do have an interesting back spacer that is, again, brass with a hole here, and that to me is why they couldn't move the clip up more, is because of that. I mean, I would have rather had the lanyard hole like a pin or something and move that clip up, but hey, it's not my knife. This is tooled on one side. Now, this is a Chinese manufacturer here. I'm not sure if this is Riot or Bestech or whom, but it is really well done. Now, you have a nice chamfer on the end of the scales here where it meets the blade. Very good, a chamfer there for the thumb stub. And just a beautiful, beautiful knife overall. Now, interestingly enough, we have exposed liners. Instead of nested, we have exposed. We do have some milling. Let's see if you can see it better if I open it. Yep, milling down in there for weight reduction. And overall, we just have a gorgeous knife. Now, you just saw it. Look at that. Snappy as all get out. Just pops right out. Where these studs are and the way you get to them, the geometry of that is what leads to that, but the tension of the spring is great. Then you have you have ball bearings. I'm not sure if they're caged or not. I'll look in a minute. But you have ball bearings, and they are excellent. And this crossbar lock here, even though it's smooth on top and feels good on your hand, it has traction around it like milling, and it makes it real easy to actuate. And you can see here we're on bearings and we just fall down in there easily. And then look at this blade, guys. Really cool. Your plunge grind is great. You have a nice sharpening choil there, and you have very thin stock and a beautiful, beautiful pokey stabby drop point blade with a swedge up here. A tall flat grind, really nice, and I love the way that looks. It looks like a machine satin to me. You got ACE there. This guy is in Magnacut. Now, an interesting thought here is that your studs are in the cutting path. Does it affect things? Let's just do some cutting right now and see, guys. And I've been cutting with this one, and the answer is I've not really had an issue. You can see because of the angle of this blade, you're cutting away from the studs. You're not getting in the way of the studs at all. Now, you have a very pointy blade here. It does taper down towards the tip, which is great. Now, let's talk about ergonomics. So, again, they like kind of assigning where your fingers are going. So you can see this one goes here, there, and there. And then I relax a little bit. Now that clip comes right in here, and that actually doesn't feel bad. And then I've got one patch of jimping, and it's right here where my thumb goes. Very interesting grip, but it actually works. Now, again, you do feel the clip because of that rise in the clip, but it's not bad at all. Feels great, cuts great, fantastic little knife. Now, when we are closed, it's not little, by the way, we are centered and that blade comes way out. Lockup seems to be really nice. No blade play, no lock rock, no failing of that blade. No, I'm not going to spine whack it, so don't ask. Really, really nicely done on this beauty. I mean, I just think it's a pretty knife. Now, I do wish those liners were nested, but you know, I'm being a little nitpicky there. Now, if we do our regular comparisons, here is the Ontario Rat 1. And of course, our friend, the Ontario Rat 2. You can see the Rat 1 is quite bigger. The Rat 2 is about the same size lengthwise, and that is good. Now, as far as specs, this guy is 4.25 inch handle, and it is a 4-ounce knife, so it's a little heavier for a 7.4 inch knife overall, with a 3.15 inch blade length and a 3.125 inch cutting edge. The blade thickness is actually 0.14, so it's not super thin, but it's thin enough, and you can see with that grind, it cuts very, very, very well. I like the way it cuts a lot. Now, they don't give us the HRC on the listing, so I am not sure. Now, the handle thickness, this is the one thing I was going to point out. It is a little bit thicker, so it is 0.55 of an inch overall. You can see here, if we put it up against the Ontario Rat 1, which is known as a fairly thick knife, you can see, let's get them up here where you can see better. It's actually a little bit thicker than the Rat 1 because of the sculpting here. This one is fatter, and it's further apart here. Back to that again. Look at that. It is, the liners are further apart. So, you know, is it super chunky? No, but it's definitely thick. A little bit thicker than some might like. But again, I think this is going to be a really good work knife, and the people that are going to use it for that aren't going to care. Now, I will put a link down below. This guy is actually $265 for Magnacut and carbon fiber. I don't know. What do you guys think of that price? I don't think it's too dang bad for what you're getting. But again, it is a little higher than some, but it's just always hard for me to say. Now, again, extremely smooth. This guy is really, really smooth and snappy, as you can see, and just a gorgeous, gorgeous knife overall. I don't know. What do you guys think of this one? I'm really enjoying it a lot, and it's going to go on to the next reviewer now. So definitely like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know what you think. And guys, thank you so much for your incredible support of the channel, and for checking out this beautiful knife, and for our buddy Lefty and for Giant Mouse sending it out. So guys, thank you for everything and for watching the Knives Fast channel.